All right, YouTube. Today I want to talk a little bit about the American Indian. I know this is a subject that I've been kind of putting off for a long time. I don't want to really talk about it, but anyway, a lot of people in relation to exactly where, I don't know why people want to know where someone came from, but that seemed to be the subject. Where did the Indians come from? The people, I don't know why they want to know where did the Indians come from when they don't want to draw a conclusion on exactly where they came from. So I don't know why they would be so concerned about the American Indian. But anyway, a lot of people think that the American Indians are Asian people. They say, well, they came over from Asia. They walked over some plank from Siberia to Alaska and came down. But they really can't link the language. This is what you have to do. You have to link the language in order to link the people. Although some languages, you might live right next door to someone and you have a different language and a different alphabet. So it's hard to link it. But anyway, the only conclusion that I can draw is that from reading some of the research is from the past civilization that it actually existed here in the Americas, mainly South America. You had like the Mayans and further up, like in the Caribbean area, you had an extension of the Ghanan Empire and the Senegal Empire that it extended over in that area. So those are where the Mayans came from. As far as their architecture and stuff like that, it's the pyramids is similar to the Egyptian. So, but if you have to say exactly, you say, well, we know for once, we know that for sure that the Senegalans, they came over here. They left a lot of stuff that belongs to them. So, and they was in the Caribbean area. So definitely, that's we pinpointed that down to the Senegalans. As far as the Mayans, you have to say that probably the Senegalans might have a link to Mayans too. Timbuktu, that was another civilization that existed over on the western side of Africa. So you have to have that linkage. But a lot of people like to look at someone and say, oh, that guy right there, he looked such and such. He's an Indian, because he looks like an Indian, But most of these empires, when they take over a certain area, they enslave those people. such as the Greek Empire. The Greek Empire extended all the way up to Russia. The Babylonian Empire. The Babylonian Empire mainly was like from Saudi Arabia, that area, all the way up to probably Turkey, past Turkey, and probably on up into Russia. But I think I didn't probably remiss on mention the Greek Empire is kind of influenced a parts of Russia too, and all into Europe. I don't know if I mentioned it before. Well, anyway, most people, like the Roman general Constantine, he took over. I think he was an extension from the Roman Empire, which supposedly came up from Rome area in Italy and on up into Europe and all over to England, which England eventually took over the part of the Americas, the North American, Canada and the United States. Well, anyway, back to the American Indian. So you have to say that the Senegalians, which the empire, I don't know too much about the empire, but usually an empire, they usually take over people, a certain area, and they enslave the whole area, no matter what color or whatever. Just say they're not going to say, oh, these people look Indians and they light-skinned. Oh, I'm not going to enslave them. Nope, everybody goes into slavery, and that's generally what happened. And generally what happened is that the people are enslaved in that area no matter what color you are. So eventually, if you're light-skinned and you have a slave master who's black, but eventually if they mix, generally what's going to happen is they probably might become more light-skinned than dark-skinned. Well, anyway, that's a little of my conclusion on certain things. But anyway, only conclusion that I can draw is that the West Africans, the Senegal Empire, and the Ghanaian Empire, they had some influence on definitely in the Caribbean. As far as the South Americans, the Mayan, they probably might have a lot of influence in that area too. So, in conclusion, I would have to say that the American Indians are an extension of the Mayans, and the Mayans are probably an extension of the Senegalans and the Ghanaian Empire from West Africa.